Are you having kids because you want kids, or are you having kids just because it's expected of you to have kids? Here are legit reasons not to have children. And yes, I'm speaking of this as a mother of three. My name is Swabra Swale from Gynecologist, Kenya. And let's go. Reason number one, children are expensive and it takes a lot to carry a pregnancy, it takes a lot to birth them, it takes a lot to educate them, to feed them. They take a lot from you financially. And if you feel like your finances are not quite in order, then it's quite okay not to want to raise another human being. They can be messy. And if you've talked to a parent of several children or even just one child, they'll tell you they don't just invite people randomly into their homes. You do not know the state of at home at any one point. Children leave messes everywhere, from the toilet to the walls, food everywhere. Children are messy. If you like your lifestyle a certain way, a certain aesthetic, a certain cleanliness, children are not like that. Maybe you might want to reconsider having children. Reason number three, the process of birthing the said children. And I know this may cause unnecessary anxiety to some other women, whether cesarean or vaginal birth. Birthing doesn't come easy. Pregnancy doesn't come easy. Some women have a very rough time carrying pregnancies. And so you might want to reconsider the whole idea around putting your own life at risk just so that you can bring another life. Is it really worth it? Is it justifiable really? So I would say, if you are one of those women who maybe pregnancy is really that hard on you, or the process of birthing the children takes a lot from you, and I mean physically, medically, I mean emotionally as well, then maybe you might want to reconsider your decision at having children. Okay. Reason number four, career. And this is a very big one for me. We live in a world where everything is now fast paced, everything is moving quickly, and you might want to establish yourself career wise. You might want to, hey, I want to chase this career, I want to give my all. And here now we may have to, put our societal role assignments on the side and just look at things as they are. The playing ground is not even for women and men. We have the same career expectations, we have the same obligations, we have the same financial needs. But when it comes to women, there's the added load of having to birth these children. At what point do you have a child? At what point do you take maternity leave? When you do resume, are you starting from the same place where you left off, or are you taking a few meters back? And it's always a strive to catch up with your fellow peers at work who are males. If you look at all these things conclusively, can you then rise to the very top career wise as a mother versus as a single woman? Is there such a thing as balance in the first place? I do not think so. I don't think there's such a thing as balance. And if you are honest with yourself and you feel, no, I cannot compromise this career just because of kids, then that is one very legit reason not to have children. Sex life. Oh my God. Your sex life also takes a toll, and I will break it down here into the period of pregnancy, around childbirth, and the breastfeeding period. I mean, hormones are directly working against you. You cannot, it's like God designed this thing, and it's just basic to, it's like nature, by the way. The duration that you have or are caring for a young baby, your hormones, your body will work against you so that you do not create another baby. Hence, the sex life taking a toll. So your hormones are working against you. Your libido has taken a dip. You're not feeling your ultimate best in regards to body image and how you view yourself as this, sexual being. And if you're going to have this kind of suffering in quotes, per child, we're looking at 2 years per child, and you're going to have 3 children. Those are 6 years of your life where you're not having quality sex. Again, is it worth it? Is it not? I don't know. You do your mathematics, but it is a legit reason not to have a child. I will probably look at travel as another big one. I used to joke to a friend, once upon a time, I took a backpack with my best friend and I traversed across Europe. 6 months. 6 months, drained my whole bank account, asked for money from my parents, and we were just living our best lives. And then I had my first child, and immediately he turned 2. Those were 2 air tickets, plus my husband, those were 3. And then I had my second child, and then I had this one. Do you know she pays air ticket as a 6-month-old? That pains me a lot, pains me quite a lot. And if you're going to look at the cost of travel, from air ticket, from accommodation, from the kind of places you're going to have to visit now, because now you're balancing, is it a safe place for you as a person or a couple, or is it safe now for the family? Do you know their family destinations versus single people destinations? Like, I want to go to Ibiza and dance in a carnival as opposed to get a family villa. Okay, so travel is one of us. It's a big one, and it's a big aspect of your life. If that is it, then I think, yeah, maybe it is worth reconsidering having children. Relationships also take a toll with children, and this is relationship with your partner, with your friends who probably you are keeping in touch with, and now it may not be so possible. Relationships with family members, and sometimes um, they may be forced to take a backseat. There is someone who may need of your time, of your emotions, of your commitment more than the other relationships that you held dear to you. And so if that is a reality that maybe you may not be willing to compromise on these relationships, then that is perfectly fine. Sleeplessness, fatigue come very close as a reason not to have a child or children, simply because for the first, say, 3 years of a child's life, you're going to have to give physically a lot of yourself. You're not going to sleep. Breastfeeding takes a lot. Night routines are a headache. And so you may sacrifice a lot of sleep, and you're in a constant state of fatigue. It takes a toll. It reduces your immunity, and all those reasons. And we know all these reasons. It's okay not to want these children. And finally, wait 1 minute just to confirm. There are women who have had, can I start with family? Okay. And finally, there are women who have probably suffered a trauma or family history where the childhood they experienced may not be exactly what they might want to perpetuate as, of their own family. And so if the traumas of your past have convinced you that you do not want to have a child, you do not want to relive your traumas, and if the presence of a child will make you relive those traumas, then it's perfectly fine for the sake of your mental health not to have a child. Having gone through these reasons, I'll just remind you that it's okay to choose not to want children. And for those that are perfectly okay with, wanting children in their life, to each their own. This is Wabra Swale from Gynecologist Kenya. Until next video, bye.